Dr. Esme Cardy had spent her career reading language that no living person spoke, and she had taken the job at the Hale Institute because it was, at last, a language that no living person had ever spoken. Not a dead tongue, but a private one, the idiolect of a single sleeping mind. They explained the technology to her on the first morning, in the glass conference room above the white sublevel where the machines hummed. And she understood, perhaps, a third of it, and the philosophy of all of it. For 19 years, the magnate Cassius Hale had lain in an irreversible coma in the facility his own fortune had built. And for the last 6 of those years, his estate had been recording his dreams. The recording was not metaphor, the neurographic array. Dr. Reyes, the Institute's director, said the word with the reverence of a priest naming as a sacrament, could resolve the neural correlates of dream imagery into a stream of discrete symbolic tokens, a corpus of glyphs that the sleeping brain generated and recombined according to its own grammar, and which no off-the-shelf algorithm had been able to parse, because the grammar was not a human language at all. It was the grammar of one human being, evolved across 19 years of solitary unconsciousness, a system of meaning with a vocabulary of one and a readership of none. They had tried machine translation and produced gibberish. They had tried neuroscientists and produced statistics. What they needed, Reyes said, was a philologist, someone who knew how to enter a sealed system of signs with nothing but patience and the assumption that it meant something, and to learn it from the inside the way one learns the language of a vanished civilization, by living in it until it speaks. Esme had decoded the funerary script of a kingdom dead 3,000 years from 400 surviving characters. Hale's corpus ran to 19 years and several 100,000 tokens. She had said yes before they finished the offer. It was the woman who had made the offer who interested her almost as much as the work. Vivian Hale was the magnate's daughter and sole heir, the chief executor of his estate, and the chair of the foundation that bore his name. And she had built, in the long shadow of her father's coma, a reputation for a philanthropy so vast and so meticulous that it had nearly erased the harder reputation the family fortune had been founded upon. She was somewhere in her 50s, precise, courteous, and unreadable in a way Esme recognized because she cultivated the same quality herself. "My father is not coming back," Vivian had said, with the flat banality of a sentence rehearsed past pain. "The medicine's certain of that, and so am I. But he is still in there, Dr. Cardy, dreaming, 19 years of it, and somewhere in those dreams is a man I never fully knew, and a great many things he never told anyone. I want to know what he had been saying to himself all this time in the dark. I am paying you to tell me." It was, Esme thought, either the most tender commission she had ever received or the most calculating, and she had not yet been able to decide which, and the not deciding was, she suspected, the whole of the test Vivian Hale had set her. She moved into the residential wing and into the corpus, and for the first 4 weeks she was happy in the pure scholarly way she was happy nowhere else. The dream glyphs were beautiful and maddening. They obeyed laws. She found the laws. There was a recurrent token she came to gloss as the white room, and another she read as the rising water, and a verb-like operator that seemed to mean something between to owe and to drown. She built her lexicon the way she always did, from frequency and collocation, and the slow triangulation of context against context, and the sleeping mind of Cassius Hale began, glyph by glyph, to resolve into sense. And the sense, when it came, was not the genteel introspection of a dying magnate taking stock of a great life. It was a confession. It announced itself, as the deepest things in any text do, through repetition and avoidance both. There was a figure in the dreams that the grammar circled endlessly and never named. A presence Esme tagged simply the drowned one, around which the entire symbolic economy of 19 years of dreaming had organized itself, the way a whirlpool organizes around the thing it is pulled under. The dreaming mind approached this figure and veered away, built elaborate structures to reach it, and then dismantled them, returned night after recorded night, across 2 decades of unconsciousness, to a single degree had never occurred because its only witness had drowned, and its only confessor lay 19 years beyond the reach of any court. And she had been hired to read it, and to report what she read, by the very heir whose name and fortune and life's work rested upon its staying buried. And it was worse than that, or stranger, because the corpus held one thing more, and Esme had begun to suspect it before she could prove it. The dreaming mind that had buried the crime had also, in the deepest and most defended stratum of the glyphs, buried something else. A structure she could not read but could already feel the shape of. An organized, recurring, almost architectural figure that did not behave like the rest of the symbolic economy. It behaved like a door. She did not yet know what lay behind it, but she had translated enough sealed systems to know the signature of a thing a mind has hidden from itself on purpose, and she had begun to wonder, with a vertigo that had nothing psychically in it, whether the reason the medicine could not wake Cassius Hale was not that the way out was lost, but that he had hidden it. Whether somewhere in the language of one was the key to the locked room of his own coma, and whether she, and only she, was learning to read it. She closed the corpus on the night she first let herself think the whole of it, and sat in the white hum of the sublevel with the enormity of what she held, and understood that she had passed, without noticing the moment, out of the country of scholarship, and into a country with no maps. She had a crime no court knew of, and a confessor no court could reach. She had an employer who might want the truth surfaced, or might want it confirmed and destroyed, and no way yet to know which. And she had, perhaps, the means to wake a guilty man from a grave he had dug himself, or to leave him in it forever, his secret with him. The first decision, the one that would shape every decision after it, was newer and simpler and more dangerous than any of these, and it would not wait. She could do the thing she had been hired and paid to do, the professional thing, the honest thing on its surface. Take what she had found to Vivian Hale. Report the confession, the drowned one, the stolen foundation of the family's fortune. And, in the reporting, discover at last what her employer was truly made of, by watching what a daughter does when she learns that her father's empire and her own life's work of atonement are built upon a motor. To disclose, and to read the truth of the living from their reaction to the truth of the dead. Or she could do the thing every instinct of self-preservation and every scruple of her trade now urged. Say nothing, yet. Keep the confession to herself, conceal the depth of what she had read behind a screen of slower, blander progress reports, and use the freedom of an employer who could not herself read the corpus to investigate privately. To confirm the crime, to find the drowned one's erased name, to learn what lay behind the door, and to understand the full shape of what she held, before she handed any part of it to people whose reasons for wanting it she did not yet trust.